This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
The plane was coming in. I noticed it a second before it hit the building. It looked like it was moving slowly, and it lined itself up to hit the building directly.
The doorman goes to me, "Wow, I never seen a plane flying so low." And we looked out at it, all of a sudden, boom, it seemed like it wasn't even real.
I'd say the whole takes about, looks like 6, 7 floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Listen, hold on just a moment. We got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
It just...
Glorious summer of 2006. Soaring highs, day after day of blue skies and sunshine all over Britain. A year later, and a different story. The highest summer rainfall since records began. So are these weather extremes an aberration or part of an emerging pattern? Is global warming to blame? The answer lies 6 miles above us. Here is a force so powerful, it drives some of the most destructive weather on the planet. Storms, tornadoes, even forest fires. It's known as the jet stream, a river of high-speed wind that circles the Earth. Scientists now believe that the jet stream is shifting. It's changing our weather, and it poses a challenge that affects us all.
Where the jet is part of the story, but actually how intense the jet is actually moving is also part of it too.
The floods that afflicted Britain in the summer of 2007 were the result of the jet stream veering south and moving slowly. But there is another factor that can cause the jet stream to bring extreme weather to Britain: the speed at which it can produce a storm. In 1987, the country was caught off guard by such an event.
13 die as hurricane-force winds sweep southern Britain. Railways and roads are blocked, hundreds of thousands stay off work. The trail of havoc from coast to coast.
In October 1987, a powerful storm hit the south of England. The storm had winds of 120 miles an hour, bringing down 15 million trees, some of which had been growing for centuries. Vehicles and houses were wrecked, and altogether, the damage done amounted to hundreds of millions of pounds.
The October '87 storm was a particular superb example of a jet stream out there, fantastic jet stream in the Atlantic, very, very strong, with a great temperature contrast across it, and a lot of warm, moist air on its southward side. And a storm developed on that, feeding off all this energy. It was a very strong, straight jet right across the Atlantic. It was like a gun pointing to us. We were at the end of the barrel of that gun.
The storm hurtled towards Britain so quickly, it took meteorologists completely unawares. In fact, they got it so wrong that the forecast of October the 15th, 1987 has since entered the annals of television history.
Earlier on today, apparently, a woman rang the BBC and said she heard that there was a hurricane on the way. Well, if you're watching, don't worry, there isn't. But having said that, actually, the weather will become very windy, but most of the strong winds, incidentally, will be down over Spain and across into France.
Reassured by Michael Fish, the country went to bed utterly unprepared for the storm that was rapidly building up in the Atlantic.
It developed within 6 hours and suddenly it was on us. It came from nowhere.
And in the small hours of the morning of the 16th, it hit the country.
We were very lucky with the October 87 storm. It came during the night. And that meant most people were in bed, which is the best place to be when there's a storm like that. If it had come during the day when people were on the streets, they were in their cars, they were cycling, whatever, you can imagine what damage there might have been. The number of fatalities and the damage would have been just incredible.
The technology available to the Met Office in October 1987 was relatively primitive. Their computer models could only forecast a single outcome for any particular day, and for the day of the storm, their prediction was wrong. Today, they have more powerful computers that can model a range of forecasts, each one starting with a slightly different set of weather conditions. Meteorologists have applied these models to the data from 1987 and have weather maps which explain how the storm developed and why Michael Fish got it so badly wrong.
Chị chung khi số nhà kịp được trên kỳ vì nó chỉ cùng trên dù bỏ số nhà
Don't do it. What you want? Is this what you want? I love you. Come on, Mickey, come home. Just come home. Home. Talk to me. Nicholas, talk to me. Ha! Mickey. Wait a minute, Mickey. What's it do to your arms? Mickey, you remember the trees? Remember all the different ways of the trees? Remember that? You remember? Huh? The mountains. You remember all that? One shot. One shot. One shot. Hey. Yeah.